Students, welcome to the lecture number 4 of consumer behavior. In previous class, we talked about motivation. Motivation was our lecture topic in previous class, lecture number 3, in which we talked about different definitions of motivation, drive, Maslow hierarchy of need theory, etc. But the conclusion over there was that actually human being is motivated by different needs that we are having in our lives. Then we talked about Maslow theory, that according to Maslow theory there are 5 different levels of human needs by which human is motivated throughout his life from the day of birth to the day of death. Today lecture is also about motivation. Here we have got some theories and concepts regarding motivation and its effects on the behavior of the consumer. So the major topic is motivational strength. Obviously, whether it is quantitative or qualitative, but in our research studies, in degree studies like BBA, MBA, MS, PhD, we are measuring the qualitative thing as well as the quantitative things by the use of different methods. So here in motivational strength, we are measuring the motivation of the consumers. So what does it mean? That the degree to which a person is willing to expend energy to reach his goal is called motivation. The extent, whether it is lower extent or higher extent, lower level or higher level, up to which extent the person is spending, trying or using or capitalizing his energy to achieve that specific goal. This is called motivational strength. Now, obviously we know that we have got different types of needs. In previous class we have talked about some 2 types of needs. Today we are also talking about some other needs, that because of those needs we are using our energies, we are capitalizing our energies, we are spending our energy. Now up to which extent we are using that energy, up to which extent we are working hard, we are striving hard, we are struggling hard, so that extent is called motivational strength. This motivational strength may be on the basis of biological need or maybe on the basis of learned need. Biological needs, physical needs. We need food. Stomach is not feeling well. Stomach is grumbling when we are hungry. This is called biological need. We are trying our hard, we are spending energy to find out something to eat to decrease this tension which is arising internally from our stomach. Second type of need is learned need. Learned need. We are learning from somebody else. If we are not having that thing, so obviously we will not be feeling abnormally from physical point of view. Like people are using different watches to see time, to manage his time as well as for style. So that is called learned need. We learn it from our colleagues, from our family member, that watch is used for style as well as for time management, etc. So in this regard we have got 2 types of needs today: biological needs or physical needs. Number 2, learned needs. So regarding these needs, we have got 2 theories in which we are explaining these needs. At the same time, we are explaining this motivational strength. One is called drive theory. One is called expectancy theory. In the previous class, we talked about drive. That tension is existing in our mind. Let's suppose you are thirsty. So this is a tension in your mind, and you want to reduce this tension or eliminate this tension. So the degree of this tension in our mind, in our body, this is called drive. Obviously, so we can say that this drive theory is focusing on the biological needs, while this expectancy theory is not focusing on the biological needs, but it is focusing on the learned needs or something related to the psyche, mentality, mind, etc. So drive theory, what does it mean? We should explain this drive theory. This theory focuses on biological needs that produce unpleasant states of arousal. We are motivated to reduce the tension caused by this arousal. This state activates goal-oriented behavior. This state activates goal-oriented behavior which attempts to reduce this unpleasant state and to return to the balanced one called homeostasis. So, look here. Drive theory. This theory, first we should know that this theory is focusing on the biological needs. Second thing, this theory says that we are motivated, there is innate motivation, internal motivation by the tension that is existing in our mind for not having a need satisfied in our body. So attention arises there. This theory says that tension arises in our body when we have not satisfied one of our physiological needs. Tension is created there. Then this theory says that this state that we are hungry, this state that we are thirsty, activates goal-oriented behavior. This state of thirst pushes a behavior to meet this goal, to find out water from somewhere or something which reduces our thirst. So, this state of tension activates a behavior in our body to reduce this tension. So this behavior which is activated by this state of tension, and this behavior tries to achieve something so that this need is fulfilled. So this behavior of achieving something is called homeostasis. Like when you are hungry, so you are trying to arrange some money, go to a restaurant. So for this money, let's suppose you are working hard. Now working hard, arranging the money, walking to the restaurant. This is a different behavior. And why this is different behavior? This is different behavior because it tries to come to a normal state. So this try to come to the normal state that is called homeostasis. Homeostasis. A situation in which a human being is behaving in a different way because he or she tries to satisfy a specific need. So this different behavior in which he or she tries to come to a normal state is called homeostasis. Homeostasis. So this is called drive theory. Now, second theory is, so obviously this drive theory was based on biological needs. Need which we are feeling internally or related to our body. It is called, so this is called drive theory. Another theory is expectancy theory. This is not based on biological needs, but instead this is based on our expectations. This is based on results. This is based on our thinking. or this is based on learned need. So it suggests that behavior is largely pulled by expectations of achieving desirable outcomes. By expectation of achieving desirable outcomes. This theory says that we are behaving in a specific way. We want to get that specific product because we are having certain expectations, some expected outcomes from that product or service. And this theory is not based on biological needs, but it is based on our expectations, it is based on emotions, it is based on our mentalities, it is abstract in nature. So how, let's suppose we are thinking about BMW car. BMW car is famous for its performance and luxurious style. So we are struggling hard to purchase BMW car. We are arranging money. We are working very hard for buying this BMW car because we are expecting a specific shape of performance. At the same time, we are expecting a specific style which we have learned from other people that this style is famous for luxurious life. So we can say that it is not related to biological needs, but it is related to our emotions. So this thing is explained over here by another theory which is called expectancy theory. Expectations are there, emotions are there. Motivation based on expectation, motivation based on emotions, motivation based on some ideas, some concepts, some thinking. That is called expectancy theory. So thank you very much, students. This was our fourth lecture. It was also about motivation. We explained motivational strength. Then related to the motivational strength, we explained two theories. One is called drive theory, another is called expectancy theory. See you in the next class. Khuda Hafiz.